Hi everyone, I'm doing a persuasive speech on reasons to grow your own vegetables and herbs. The purpose for letting people know the reasons for growing your own vegetables and herbs and the benefits that come out of it is because I don't think that a lot of people know the facts behind all of this. I learned a lot doing my research for this assignment, plus my experience in the past years growing my own vegetables and herbs. The persuasion part, I think, will be trying to convince or letting people see how instead of jumping in your car to go get a tomato is not as convenient as reaching out your back door and grabbing a tomato off the vine. So let's see if the knowledge that I've gained throughout the years is going to give you something to think about, and maybe you will want to try this. I have a few examples of what I've been doing the past couple months, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Growing your own vegetables and herbs is rewarding not only for the environment, but for your mental health as well. It's such a stress reliever for me. When I get in the gardening zone, I don't think about the daily hardships of life. It's very relaxing. I started just playing in the dirt because that was the relaxing part of it. But then when you get to see things growing out of that dirt and saving money at the same time and doing good for the environment and the community, it's just a whole other world. I'm going to talk about some reasons that I do it, and I think they're very good reasons. One is it's easy. Two, it's convenient. Three, it's beneficial for a lot of different areas of your life. So the first one, it being easy, is my first example, and this is a wet paper towel with seeds that are actually growing out of the paper towel. And eventually, soon, I'm going to put them in a pot and go from there. But this is how easy it is just to get started. All you do is wet a paper towel, drop the seeds, and then they start germinating and they'll grow from there. So I just leave this in a back room. I don't even mess with it. I don't have to water it more than 1 or 2 times a week. And there you go. This is a couple different things growing in here. I have this tall one is a squash. I have some peppers here. And in the very bottom of the jar, I have some pepper seeds that are starting to germinate. So not only is this one thing growing 3 different types of vegetables, but it's saving water, it's compact. I don't have to worry about it because it is self-watering, so I just let that be as well. The convenience of doing this totally outweighs the inconvenience. When you're cooking in the kitchen, you can have pots of herbs on your windowsill and you just pick them while you're cooking. The growing in separate parts of your yard, so wherever you are, barbecuing in the back or in your kitchen, you reach out and you grab a tomato off the vine. You're in the back, you grab a pepper to put on the grill. It's just so convenient. The benefits, there's many, but the ones that I feel are important, especially to me, is the mental health stress relieving factor. It gives people a purpose when you see something growing and you have to take care of it so it doesn't die. It gives you a reason to keep working at that, and that's important for me. I found that 20% of the vegetables in the United States are actually shipped from overseas. And I thought, well, how fresh can that actually be if they're on a ship for however many days and then they get to the United States and they're sitting in a warehouse and then they go to the store and they're sitting on the shelves. So that was just very bizarre to me that they would say it was fresh produce when it really is not. Vegetables and herbs picked right off of the actual plant hold a lot more nutrients than what you would get at the store. I experimented with a lot of different ways and found on the internet some tips and some tricks to make all of these, the easiness, the convenience, and the benefits stand out more. And there's a couple other things that I have. This whole thing here is filled with a bunch of different vegetables and herbs, and even a house plant here. This container I got last year when I bought some flowers and kept it because I knew that I would be gardening again next spring, summer. So I kept it and I just filled it up with a bunch of different stuff. And that saves money as well. It's convenient. I leave this in the back room as well, and I don't really have to mess with it. And this is my cup of basil. So with basil, you can keep the plant going forever if you're that good. I'm not. But if you start the plant and you know how to trim it, it will regrow and you have fresh basil all year round. I really like doing it this way because it saves money. There's some things that you can't take the seeds from and replant, but the peppers and the tomatoes that I have are actually seeds from last year's vegetables. So this year I didn't have to purchase any seed packets, so that saves money as well. The National Gardening Association did a 5-year study that showed 35% of the households in the United States are now growing their own plants and vegetables and herbs. I have been able to show my friends the benefits that I'm getting out of this, and now they have their own gardens. As far as benefits go, what really stood out to me and I thought was really important was serving the community, because I have these peppers and tomatoes and they just grow and grow and grow, and I get carried away because I want a lot of plants, but then they yield pounds and pounds and pounds. And the first couple years I thought this is going to be a problem because I'm wasting all this food. But through the years and talking to people, and even with this research that I did, gather up that fruit and vegetables and herbs or whatever you have and take them to the local shelters. Get involved with your community and start a community garden. There are so many homeless people and kids that are hungry that this is just another benefit of growing your own. You have control in your own vegetables. You know what's put on them rather than all the pesticides that are put on the vegetables in the stores. So I really liked that about the benefits of growing your own. You can go to the store and buy a pound of tomatoes for, $1.79. Now the packets that I do buy, when I do buy them of tomatoes, is $1.79, and each seed will yield 50 to 75 pounds of tomatoes. Not saying that you're going to use all that or be able to donate all of that, but that's a huge money saver right there. And when you go to the store and you get your tomatoes, you can even take the seeds from those tomatoes and dry them and start growing them next year. When I started doing this, I thought that it was going to be overwhelming, and I wasn't sure if I knew how to do it, and they were all going to die, and all the pots had to be the same color, and I had this whole greenhouse going in my back room, and that was too overwhelming. It wasn't fun. It wasn't relaxing. So the more I learn, the better it's become, and I've gotten it down to just basic, very simple. That's all they need is sunlight and water. They don't care if they're being spritzed every day, and if they're sitting next to a vegetable that's their friend. It doesn't matter. So that was a big selling point, I guess, for me. It's just very easy. So I hope that what I've said to you today will make you think about the reasons that growing your own vegetables and herbs is something that maybe you would want to try, because I'll tell you what, it has done wonders for a lot of things and a lot of people and the environment. So thank you for listening, and I hope that you got something out of this. Thank you.